How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite crypto trading channel where, last video we talked about some opportunities, we talked about some news in the market and all of this jazz. But in today's video, what we're going to do is cover all of these pairs that I have set out for you on the right hand side. It's about 12 pairs. We're going to try to find some opportunities and trade into tomorrow. Now, just a quick update. I did take a trade on silver just a few hours ago based on a 2-hour time frame, and I'm still waiting, right? So this happened around 30 minutes ago. I entered a short right at this level right here, and I took a screenshot in the moment that I entered it, except the chart hasn't really moved that much. So what I did was I trailed my stop loss immediately right above this candle, with the starting stop loss right above this candle right here. And what I'm going to do is trail aggressively as in 28 minutes from now, the 2-hour candle is going to close, and I'm going to see what is happening. But for now, I want to get into the lower time frames and see what kind of formation we're looking at so that I can potentially cut this trade short. So what we can see right now is something that I personally do not like that much, but we're going to let the trade run because we do have a zone of resistance formed right about here. So if we have a 15-minute candle that closes above this level, I'm going to immediately close the trade. Now that's it for silver, and I'm going to come back to it tomorrow. I told you my whole plan. So if we continue moving down, I'm going to trail on the 2-hour time frame and gradually reduce the time frame as we get more and more into profit. But on the 15-minute time frame, if this next 15-minute candle, so this one right here, if it closes bullish and above this level of resistance, then I'm going to close the full position. So, let's move on into Bitcoin, right? I talked about it last video, and we did say that it may have a movement ready towards the upside. And, yesterday's candle closed pretty bullish, right? We saw this, but I'm not too convinced just yet, right? Why is that? Well, because even though we did close quite bullish, we still didn't really, technically we did break this level right here. So what I'm going to look for in Bitcoin is if this candle right here, the current daily candle, if it breaks the high of the previous daily candle, I'm going to enter a long position on Bitcoin. So it's going to look something along the lines of this. My stop loss will be below the previous candle right here, and my target will be all the way up here. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. It's a 2 risk to reward ratio, which is perfectly fine for me to enter a position. And I will keep you updated on this one as well. So watch for this daily candle breaking the high of the previous daily candle if you want to enter a long position on Bitcoin. Now moving on to Ethereum, surprisingly, somehow Ethereum for me doesn't look too bullish, right? Because we did have this formation, but we do have a few blue candles going on. So I'm just going to leave Ethereum out of it because it is very, very indecisive, and it's showing me more downside potential, but Bitcoin at the same time has upside potential. And as you can see, the US 500 is also looking quite bullish. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see, right, who's right and who's wrong. So technically Ethereum should be following what Bitcoin is doing, and if Bitcoin and the market are looking bullish and Ethereum looks bearish, that means Ethereum's chart is just not good enough for me to take a trade based on. Now, what have I drawn here on the US 500? We do have a strong zone of support that was hit just recently. Huge buying action from there. People buying the dip, getting ready to make some profits before the holiday season and stuff like that. And currently, we have a zone of support right around this area right here. So if we do manage to hold this support, it is very likely that price can continue moving towards more upside. But if we break down below, then we could even go all the way down here into the previous level and continue consolidating as we have been so far. So no opportunities on the US 500. When it comes to Ripple, now this is one that I mentioned last video, and it is quite an interesting potential trade. I'm going to be very careful with this one and put my stop loss all the way down here just because it's not too clean of a formation, right? I would like to see something a little bit more clean, and when I see my flags, I like to have 3 touches, right? Not only 2 as we have here. So as you can see, we have 1 and we have 2 touches from the upside. But when I see a flag, I want to see at least 3 touches before we make a break and then continue moving up. So as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, and I drew a 4th one, but 3 is the optimal level that you should be looking for. Anything more than that, it's only a plus. So what we can see anyways is the fact that we did break out of it. So if we do see some nice bullish candles going on, if we see a very nice, for example, on the 4-hour time frame, if I see a strong bullish candle closing above this, intermediate level of resistance right here, I'm going to be tempted to enter a long position somewhere around that area with a risk to reward of 2.7, which is not that bad at all. So I'm going to keep you updated on this one as well. And if you enjoyed the video so far, please subscribe down below, because I will be bringing you content such as this one every single day. New opportunities for trading, 10 minutes of your time. Just get into it, learn a little bit about the market, and move on with the rest of your day. Cardano, we talked about it as well. It is at a strong zone of support, and currently it is making some nice bullish moves, but nothing is confirmed just yet. It's pretty ugly, but still, as I said, pay attention to Cardano around these areas right here, because we are at a really strong zone of support. And if we do see some type of a correction pattern or some type of a reversal pattern or something indicating more upside, I will obviously update you and you will be able to potentially take a trade. Now let's move into some Forex pairs, right? We have Euro against the Australian dollar on the daily time frame, broke out of a zone of resistance, and as we can see, made a retracement back down into it and is now currently moving more up. 4-hour time frame, nothing too interesting, but if we move on to the 1-hour time frame, we can see a very nice formation of big blue candle right here, right? So the next candle is making a wick down, and if this current candle breaks the previous high, so as I said, that's my strategy, right? It's very simple. If it breaks the previous high, I'm going to be tempted to enter a long position right about like this, right? My stop loss will be right below the blue candle, and I will be targeting the next zone of resistance, which we can see on the chart, maybe not right here, but on the higher time frames. Wait, let me show you. So on the higher time frames, you can see a zone that is acting as a support, resistance, and basically it is a valuable zone for me to target. So that's it for Euro against the Australian dollar. And in the case that this current candle, right, that we can see right here, doesn't break the high of the previous one, then I'm going to move on to the 2-hour time frame and see if we can replicate the exact same thing on the 2-hour. So if this candle closes fully bullish and then the next one makes a big down and breaks the high, the trade idea is still right there. Rinse and repeat for the 4-hour, but sometimes when a trade just doesn't want to happen, it doesn't want to happen, and you got to let it run. Next, Euro against the Canadian dollar. Well, we do have a formation, we do have a nice trend line moving towards the upside, broke above a zone of resistance, and currently, if we do see some sort of a correction pattern forming right here, we could move a little bit more up, but I personally don't like this pair, so I'm not going to be taking any trades on it. Euro against the New Zealand dollar. Now this was pretty interesting. We do have 3 touches confirmed right here, which you can see 1, you have the 2, and you have the 3rd one right here happening. So also a very important indicator that I like to use is the fact that price is being squeezed into this zone up here. So if we do see a continuation of this formation, maybe this is not going to happen today, and then we see a break, right, a full nice bullish candle, a wick down of the next candle, and then a break of the previous high, I'm going to be tempted to enter a long position somewhere around here with the stop loss below the previous candle as usual, and target of this area right here around the $1.8 mark or euro mark, right? You got to be careful when you're talking about Forex pairs. So the target you can obviously see when you get into the higher time frames. So right here you can see that it is a zone where significant sell-offs are happening. So it leads me to believe that the market, once the price reaches some of those prices up there, will retrace down below. Now we do have AUD CAD as well. So it's the Australian against the Canadian dollar, and on the daily time frame, this is a very important level right here, and we do have a clean ground on the left hand side where price is able to traverse towards the downside, right? So what I'm going to wait for is a break on the daily time frame of this area and a retracement of the next daily candle, and then a break of the previous candle low. So the same as I said for all of these other things except on the daily time frame. Now even though we have a nice formation on the hourly time frame that could point us already towards more downside. So right here we see a correction pattern that was broken out of, we see a wick up, and then we're going to see potentially this candle breaking the low of this red candle right here. But that's not going to be enough for me because we are at a strong zone of support. So I'm going to base my trade on the daily time frame this time. So that was AUD CAD. Next one, we got AUD JPY. We got a little formation right here on the lower time frames. So we have 4-hour time frame forming a correction pattern, and in case we do make a break and then confirm more downside, I will be aiming for the 90.6 AUD level. So this is something to keep in mind. Check out the trading view, check everything out. And by the way, for this let's get back into my silver trade just so I can see what's happening. The 15-minute candle did not close yet. It's closing in around 4 minutes. So if it closes like this, I'm not gonna close the trade just yet. Then I'm going to be looking at the 30-minute time frame and just keep doing my analysis. But in any case, anything that I do, I'm going to update you tomorrow. So as I said, I entered this trade a few hours ago. It's probably an hour ago, right? I was sitting having breakfast somewhere, and I entered the trade, and I did take a screenshot with the time frame and exactly what time it was. So if some of you are doubting what I'm telling you is true, well, comment down below, put your email address, and I'll send you the screenshot with the time, just so we don't have any in honesty and all of this stuff. I'm fully transparent. Everything that I do, every loss I'm going to take, I'm going to show you. Every win I'm going to take, I'm going to show you. And I think that's why you should subscribe to the channel right now. So next up we have CAD CHF. I don't really like pairs like this personally, but if you head on over into the daily time frame, you can see a few important zones right here, and I believe if the daily breaks above this level right here, we do have potential for more upside. But that would be about it to conclude this video. I hope you enjoyed this little market rundown from me. I analyzed the market this morning. I found a few opportunities. Am I going to take every single one of them? No. Is every single one of them going to do what I wanted to do to take the trade? Well, no. Maybe I don't enter any trades by tomorrow. However, I'm still going to be monitoring everything. And one thing that I do advise you to do is, if you have a TradingView account, you just press the plus button right here and set an alert so that you're alerted when the candle breaks the previous candle high and you're able to enter a trade immediately. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Lastly, I'm not a financial advisor, and you should always do your own due diligence before investing into anything in the crypto or Forex or stock market world. And obviously, just never listen to me because I'm not your financial advisor. So thank you all for joining in for another video, and I will see you guys in the next one.